Fluid volume deficit versus fluid volume excess. Fluid balance is one of those nursing school topics that shows up everywhere. Fundamentals, medical surgical nursing, pharmacology, pediatrics, maternity, and clinical judgment questions. The key is not just memorizing signs and symptoms. The key is understanding what the fluid problem is doing to the body. There are two major fluid problems nursing students need to recognize. Fluid volume deficit means the body does not have enough circulating fluid. Think of this as the patient being too dry. When there is not enough fluid in the bloodstream, the heart has less volume to pump forward. That can lead to poor tissue perfusion, which means organs may not be getting enough oxygen rich blood. Common causes include vomiting, diarrhea, fever, excessive sweating, blood loss, poor oral intake, diuretic medications, burns, excessive wound drainage. Expected assessment findings may include dry mouth and dry mucous membranes, increased heart rate, low blood pressure, dizziness, especially when standing, weakness, poor skin turgor, decreased urine output, dark, concentrated urine, flat neck veins, cool skin, confusion in severe cases. Why these findings happen? The body is trying to compensate for low fluid volume. The heart rate increases because the body is trying to move the smaller amount of available blood faster. Blood pressure may drop because there is not enough circulating volume inside the blood vessels. Urine output decreases because the kidneys are trying to hold on to fluid. The priority concern with fluid volume deficit is perfusion. Ask yourself, is enough blood volume reaching the brain, heart, kidneys, and other organs? Nursing priorities may include monitor vital signs closely, assess level of consciousness, monitor urine output, encourage oral fluids if safe, administer ordered fluids, monitor laboratory values, assess for signs of worsening dehydration or shock, implement fall precautions if the patient is dizzy or weak. Fluid volume excess means the body has too much fluid. Think of this as the patient being too wet. When the body has too much fluid, the extra volume can overload the heart and move into tissues or the lungs. This is especially important in patients with heart failure, kidney disease, or excessive fluid administration. Common causes include heart failure, kidney disease, liver disease, excessive sodium intake, excessive fluid administration, certain medications, hormonal fluid retention. Expected assessment findings may include swelling in the feet, ankles, legs, hands, or abdomen, sudden weight gain, crackles in the lungs, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing when lying flat, increased blood pressure, bounding pulses, neck vein distension, decreased activity tolerance, cough, low oxygen saturation in more serious cases. Why these findings happen? Extra fluid increases the workload of the heart. If the heart cannot pump effectively, fluid can back up into the lungs. When fluid collects in the lungs, oxygen exchange becomes harder. This is why breathing becomes the priority. The priority concern with fluid volume excess is oxygenation. Ask yourself, is this extra fluid affecting the patient's breathing? Nursing priorities may include assess lung sounds, monitor oxygen saturation, raise the head of the bed, monitor daily weight, track fluid intake and urine output, monitor swelling, administer ordered diuretics, teach about sodium restriction if ordered, report worsening shortness of breath or new crackles. Key student tip: if the patient is dry, think perfusion. If the patient is wet, think breathing. That simple difference can help you answer many nursing exam questions. Quick quiz. A patient has vomiting, dry mucous membranes, dizziness, low blood pressure, and decreased urine output. Which condition is most likely? A. Fluid volume excess. B. Fluid volume deficit. C. Increased oxygenation. D. Sodium overload. Answer: B. Fluid volume deficit. Rationale: vomiting can cause fluid loss, dry mucous membranes, dizziness, low blood pressure, and decreased urine output are signs that the body does not have enough circulating fluid. The nurse should be concerned about decreased perfusion. Which assessment finding is most concerning in a patient with fluid volume excess? A. Dark concentrated urine. B. Poor skin turgor. C. Crackles in the lungs. D. Dry mouth. Answer: C. Crackles in the lungs. Rationale: crackles may indicate fluid in the lungs. This is a priority because fluid in the lungs can interfere with oxygen exchange. Breathing problems take priority over swelling or weight gain. A patient with heart failure gains 5 pounds in 1 week and reports shortness of breath when lying flat. What should the nurse suspect? A. Fluid retention. B. Fluid loss. C. Improved cardiac function. D. Low blood sugar. Answer: A. Fluid retention. Rationale: sudden weight gain is one of the best indicators of fluid retention. Shortness of breath when lying flat can occur when extra fluid backs up into the lungs. This is common in worsening heart failure. Which nursing action is most appropriate for a patient with fluid volume excess and shortness of breath? A. Encourage the patient to lie flat. B. Raise the head of the bed. C. Encourage high sodium foods. D. Delay lung assessment until later. Answer: B. Raise the head of the bed. Rationale: raising the head of the bed helps lung expansion and can make breathing easier. A patient with fluid volume excess may have fluid affecting the lungs, so breathing support and respiratory assessment are priorities. Why is urine output important in a patient with fluid volume deficit? A. It shows whether the kidneys are receiving enough blood flow. B. It confirms the patient has fluid volume excess. C. It is unrelated to fluid balance. D. It only matters if the patient has pain. Answer: A. It shows whether the kidneys are receiving enough blood flow. Rationale: when circulating fluid volume is low, the kidneys may receive less blood flow and produce less urine. Decreased urine output can be an early sign that perfusion is being affected. Case study: a nursing student is caring for a 72-year-old patient admitted with worsening heart failure. The patient says, "I feel like I cannot breathe when I lie flat." The nurse notes swelling in both ankles, crackles in the lower lung fields, blood pressure of 158/88, oxygen saturation of 91%, and a 5-pound weight gain over the past week. Case questions: is this patient showing signs of fluid volume deficit or fluid volume excess? Answer: fluid volume excess. Rationale: the patient has several signs of extra fluid, swelling, crackles in the lungs, shortness of breath when lying flat, increased blood pressure, and sudden weight gain. These findings fit fluid volume excess, especially in a patient with heart failure. What finding is the highest priority? Answer: crackles in the lungs with an oxygen saturation of 91%. Rationale: the priority is breathing. Crackles suggest fluid may be present in the lungs, and an oxygen saturation of 91% shows oxygenation may be impaired. In nursing priority questions, airway and breathing concerns usually come first. What nursing actions would be appropriate? Answer: appropriate nursing actions include raising the head of the bed, assessing lung sounds, monitoring oxygen saturation, tracking fluid intake and urine output, obtaining daily weights, monitoring swelling, and administering ordered diuretic medication. Rationale: these interventions help reduce respiratory distress, monitor whether fluid status is improving or worsening, and support the removal of excess fluid if prescribed. What should the nursing student remember for exams? Answer: fluid volume excess can become a breathing problem. Rationale: students sometimes focus only on swelling, but the more serious concern is when excess fluid affects the lungs. If the patient is short of breath or has crackles, oxygenation becomes the priority. Friday takeaway: fluid volume deficit threatens perfusion. Fluid volume excess threatens breathing. When you understand the reason behind the symptoms, the test questions start to make more sense. I'm Angie, a nurse practitioner with years of experience as a registered nurse, certified nursing assistant, and group home caregiver before becoming a nurse practitioner. I created Nurse Learn to help nursing students understand the why behind the content, not just memorize facts for the next exam. Get more nursing school lessons, quizzes, and case studies at nurselearn.co. Want extra support and community? Want to learn to think like a nurse and be confident? Join Nurse Mode at nursemode.co.